my channel. My name is Miss Yancy and this is the Miss Yancy Network. Welcome back, y'all. So let's get straight to it. Today we are going to be officially starting our pepper seeds, how to germinate them, and I'll be showing you guys some tips and tricks on how to get really strong and healthy seedlings, which in turn would turn out to be really big pepper plants, and you're going to harvest a ton of peppers. If you're new here and this is the first video you've seen, I've been gardening for about 3 years now. This year is gonna make me 3 years, but I really say I've been gardening for 2 years officially because my first year was a fail. So this is my second official year of trying to get it right, because last year was extremely successful and I grew a ton of veggies and I grew a ton of peppers. So if you're new here, you want to check out some videos, you know, for my gardening last year, go ahead. I have a lot of great resources for you who are just starting the gardening, and if you're a beginner gardening, this is a great start for you. If you're just now starting seeds, I don't know what zone you're in, but I am in zone 8A in the DMV area. So I going to put out my peppers in May after Mother's Day. That is the best time in this area to put out your pepper plants, when the soil in the outside is going to be consistently 50 degrees and above. So peppers are heat tolerant plants. They need the heat to survive. They do not like the cold at all. So you want to start your peppers in like a warm environment. But because pepper takes so long to grow, our spring in this area is very finicky. You know, one day it could get cold and then one day it could get really nice spring weather. So because of how inconsistent it is, one of the guides that we go by in this area is putting all of your vegetables, whatever things that you've grown indoors, outside into the garden during Mother's Day or after Mother's Day. I would like to get like a earlier harvest than most people that may start their seeds later on. The ideal time is really to start it, I would say, at the end of January, beginning of February, because that will give your plant a really long time to grow and mature before you actually transplant it outside into the garden. And then hopefully you could start seeing some harvest sooner rather than later. To avoid all of the wahalas, we are going to start our peppers right now. I am still a little behind. I should have started my peppers at the end of January just to be above target, but I wasn't able to, and I'm starting now. So hopefully it still works out, because I'm giving myself at least 2 weeks before the start of March. So I'm hoping with the germination process that I did to help speed up germination that I showed you guys on the last video, it's going to help, you know, jumpstart the growth of the pepper. Hopefully I've saved a lot of time doing that because I started a little late. So if you're just now starting out, it's not too late to start your pepper seeds. Go ahead and start it now as soon as possible if you would like some harvest, at least during the summertime. So I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks. I'm going to show you guys what I did to help speed up the germination process of the peppers. I'll show you guys how to start your pepper seeds. I'll show you guys the fertilizers that I will be using, and I'll show you guys where to store your peppers to have the best life. Come along. I am so excited. Like, gardening season, it's almost here, y'all. It's almost here, but it's seed starting season, so we're so excited. It is seed starting season. We are excited, okay? One look and I breathe. If you guys haven't grabbed your seeds yet, especially if you're starting your pepper seeds, go ahead and get yours from the Miss Yancy Garden store on Etsy. That's the seeds that I'll be using today, and the majority of the seeds that I'll be growing this season, a lot of it came from my garden. The seeds that I have on my store, they're seeds that have been harvested from my garden from last year. If you guys have seen the videos from my garden last year, you'll see that I harvested a ton of tomatoes, peppers, just a ton of veggies. The ones that I had the opportunity to harvest the seeds, because it actually got really exhausting, but I was still able to harvest some of the seeds when I felt like it or had the energy to do so. So those are the seeds that I have on my store. So if you guys would like to also plant some of those seeds, definitely go ahead to my store. The link is below. Also, all of the supplies that I'll be using today, they will also be linked into my Amazon affiliate store. You guys already know the affiliate store is a store that I created on Amazon to basically put all of the supplies that I've bought from Amazon, as well as additional supplies that I think will be beneficial to starting your gardening process, and any supplies that I believe that would be very helpful that you may need. You could of course go to the store and price check a lot of these things to make sure that you're you're getting the best deals. But if you don't feel like going through any of that trouble, I got you. All of that is going to be in my Amazon affiliate store. So click the link, of course, in the description if you are interested in purchasing any of the stuff that I'll be using today. They will all be in the affiliate store. Alrighty, y'all, these are the seeds that we will be starting today. As you can see, I already started the germination process. This is a little trick to help speed up the germination process for your peppers, especially if you are behind and you did not start in advance. All of this that you see here in the water, in the last video, I show you step by step how to achieve this. So if you are interested in helping to speed up the germination process for your peppers, go ahead and watch that video. So this is about 24 hours later of these seeds being soaked in the water. I told you guys in the last video when we did this, I showed you guys that some of the seeds were floating on top, and I also told you guys that when the seeds goes to the bottom of the cup, that means those are the seeds that have the best germination rate. Now if you still have some floating above, that means those ones, it may not germinate, or if it does, it will have a slower germination rate. So all of the seeds, after you soak them, the ones that drop to the bottom, those are the ones that you want to focus on. You could use the ones that's floating on top, but that shouldn't be your main focus. Your main focus should be the ones that's on the bottom. You can still plant these and they may or may not germinate, so you're taking a risk with the ones on top, but at least you know the ones that at the bottom, they will germinate for sure because they have floated to the bottom. So that's like a pro tip for when you're starting your seeds and you do this little trick of helping to speed up the germination process of your seeds. So we're going to be starting some habaneros today. We're going to be starting some bell pepper. So this is a bell pepper mix, which is going to have the red, orange, yellow, green bell peppers, and then we have the small red bell peppers. If you guys have seen on my shorts showing you guys what the small red bell pepper look like, they're like super cute, they're very delicious. And then our Asian pepper, this is the Asian pepper also that we will be starting. You guys saw that I grew a ton of them last year. This is the hot pepper mix. The hot pepper mix is going to have habanero, jalapeno, some Asian hots in there. It's going to have like cayenne. It's just going to be like a bunch of different mixture of the hot peppers that I grew last year. These are the 5 different peppers that we are going to be starting today. And remember, if you want to know how to do this, you can watch the last video. It will all be in my description for you guys to see. All right, y'all, now you guys have seen the seeds that we'll be using. So now let me go and show you guys all of the supplies that we'll be using today to start our seeds. Okay. Alrighty, y'all, as far as the soil, today we will be using the seed starting mix. In the last video, we went running around trying to figure out which soil we were going to get based on the price, try to get the best deal possible, and we got a potting mix at Costco. It was 50 quarts and it was $11.99, and I usually use that to start my seeds too. But what I was telling you guys is with the potting soil, you have to be very careful because it might have some wood chips in them, and with the seed starting soil, it doesn't have any wood chips in it, or if it does, it's like barely there. It's grinded very finely. And so as you can see right here how fine this is how you want your seed starting soil to look like. So if you decide to get the potting mix, make sure it doesn't have any of the wood chips in them, which sometimes it typically, you know, come with, depending on the brand, it can have more or less. Remember, we got this anyway after we got the potting soil. We got the seed starting soil from Walmart, and it was a little cheaper based on the other ones that we looked at in the last video. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, after this one, you guys can go ahead and check it out if you haven't bought your soil yet and you guys are looking for soil and you just need some, I guess, tips or advice to see which ones to get. I did a lot of comparison. I went to 4 different stores to see their prices, and we came up with this one and the other potting soil that we got. Check out that video if you guys want to know, you know, which store you think you should go to, or if you guys should go to my Amazon store where I will have this seed starting soil, potting soil, and different kind of soil as well. You guys can make that decision on what's best for you in your pockets for this garden season. But we're going to be using the seed starting soil, and then remember at Costco we got some worm castings, and the worm castings we got from there, it was a 12-pound bag. This is also a 12-pound bag that I showed you guys in the last video that I typically get this one, but this one is a little bit more expensive than the one that we saw at Costco, which is the reason why I copped it, okay? Because even though I don't need it right now, and I might not need it at all this year because of how big this is, I don't know, we'll see. But I'm just happy that I have it, so I don't have to buy worm casting at all this year because I have that one from Costco as well, and it was dirt cheap. And remember, this one was way more. This one was like at least $10 more. This one one, I had it from last year, so I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So as you can see, I already put the soil in here. So after you put the soil in here, next you put the fertilizer, the worm castings in there. You want to mix it up with some water, and you want to make sure that you're not going to dampen the soil too much. You don't want the soil super wet, you just want it to be moist. One of the examples is just showing you that when you squeeze the soil, you don't want water coming out of the soil. That's it being very wet. You just want it to be, you know, a little damp so that they could clump up together like this. And you will be watering your seedlings from the bottom tray anyway, so you don't want this to be super wet. I just wanted to get closer so you guys can see what the seed starting soil look like, because you could actually create your own seed starting soil. You don't have to purchase it, you could create your own, but that's if you got time on your hands, okay? But this is what it should look like. This is the consistency. Alrighty, y'all, so we have our worm casting, we got our soil, we got our water. The next thing you're gonna need to start your seeds is going to be the seed starting trays. We are gonna fill these up with the soil, and this is where we're gonna start our seeds. So this is what it looks like. It have like little holes, you know, in the bottom, because like I said, we're gonna be watering this from the bottom, and this is what it's going to sit in. We're gonna put the water in here, and then we're gonna sit this in here like this. And so whenever we have the water, we'll just pour the water in there, and then it's gonna water it from the bottom. So it's gonna just keep the roots of the plants, keep it hydrated, and instead of like watering it from the top, because when you water it from the top, it can cause mold, you know, and things like that, because it's not getting the amount of airflow that it might need. So you wanna make sure that you're watering your plants from the bottom. And when you're getting the seed tray, make sure you get the bottom for the seed tray so that it can sit in it. Also, if you don't wanna get the bottom, if you have like a lot of old aluminum foil pans, you can use the aluminum foil pans and sit these in there like that, and it will work the same way. I did it like that for some of the plants for last year, because I just had so many plants that I grew, and I just didn't feel like buying any new things. When you go to stores like Home Depot, Lowe's, or any of these department stores, they sell a lot of plants during garden season, and they get rid of a lot of these things. For example, so here's one right here that I will be using. So this is a tray that I got from Home Depot. It had flowers in here. I had some marigolds that I purchased from there, and this is what it came in. So after I use it, I rinsed it and I kept it so I could use it this year to plant it. But they have a lot of stuff like this, and usually when after they sell out whatever they're selling, because sometimes it come in additional little plastic bowls that they grow it in. Sometimes it was sitting here, or sometimes it come in additional pots, and once they sell it off, like some people don't take like the entire tray, so they get rid of the tray. So whenever you guys like go to like Home Depot or Lowe's or anything like that, go to the garden section and ask them like if they have any of these that they no longer need and they're not using, and usually they'll have it like on the side somewhere in the garden section, and you can just go ahead and pick it up for free. I've gotten some of these for free from there. Of course, they're dirty because they have plants in them, but guess what? It's for the free, okay? And it's dirt. Dirt is dirt. All you have to do is rinse it a little bit and keep it. So everything that you see here, y'all, these are seed trays that some of them I purchased, and then some of them I got from like what I just told you guys, our little trick. Don't tell nobody I told you, because now everybody gonna want to do it, okay? People already probably doing it. I stay in that section, y'all. I stay in that section trying to see what it is that I could get that I could use for my garden, and I got a ton of stuff downstairs in my basement. At the end of the season, you know, you can go ahead and reuse this if it's reusable. Like a lot of these, sometimes it's not reusable, because you see under here sometimes it's split when you're taking the plants out. It just, you know, doesn't work out. But if you try to be careful, you can make it work out. You should get like a couple of uses out of these before you throw it away. If you guys do not want to go through the wahala like me, like, you know, I be making time to go through to get, you know, to get the best deal possible. If you don't have time for that, all of these trays and all of the supplies that you need to start your seeds and start your garden, they're going to be in my Amazon store. So all of those links are going to be in the description of this video. So if y'all want to bypass all of what I'm saying and y'all just want to go, you know what, I'm gonna let Amazon handle it for me and let it get delivered to my house, I understand. I feel you. Yes, whatever make this whole process easy for you, do it, because at the end of the day, you don't want this to be a stressful thing. Gardening is supposed to be very therapeutic and peaceful, even though it's a lot of work. So I want to make this as peaceful and as relaxing as possible for you. So do whatever works best for you, but you know, I'm always here to try to give you some tips on how to get the best deals, which is the reason why I created that video, running around the entire Maryland trying to find the best soil price for you guys to see, give you guys different option of what you want to do. But all right, y'all, let's go ahead and get started. What we're going to do is fill up all of these trays with the soil, and then we're actually going to get started in planting the seeds into the soil. So you can use this process for every one of your seeds. The only thing that's different is the growing times. So grab your cell trays. I just put the trays over the soil because this can get a little messy. So make sure that you have, like, if you're doing this in your house, make sure you're doing it over like a table that has tablecloth, or do it somewhere, you know, you don't mind getting messy. But if you're doing it somewhere where if you don't have the space and you have to do it like me in my dining room, make sure you have like a tablecloth on the counter, because the soil is definitely going to start getting everywhere. I think the best place to do this is really outside, but it's cold outside. Ain't nobody got time for that. So already see how easy that was. And then we're gonna go ahead and put it inside the tray. We have some labels here that we will be using to label all of the different seeds or all of the different plants that we will be growing in our cell trays. I got these from Amazon. They're also in my Amazon store. This one is about 200 of them in it, so it's quite a lot. You may not need as much as me, but I'm growing a ton of stuff this year. You know, I think it's pretty good. It's a bang for your buck. And it also comes with like a pen in it, like a marker. It comes with like a permanent marker. Oh, okay. It's like a pen. Let's see. Oh, this is the marker part. I'm gonna be using that to label all of my plants because, y'all, last year the struggle was real because I did label some of my plants, but then because it was just so many, I started getting tired and I didn't have enough labels. So I was just like, whatever, I will know what they look like, thinking that I was gonna know based on each plant, thinking it was just gonna look like that plant once it start growing. The gag is not. A lot of these plants look the same once the true leaves start coming. You really can't tell what it is until fruit starts to come. So a lot of them look very similar, especially when it starts growing. Don't be like me and go ahead and get you your labels. You don't have to get it from my Amazon store because you can get it from any store. Just make sure that you are labeling your seeds so that you can know what it is that you're growing. So when you go and put it outside into your garden, you're not putting the wrong things in the wrong beds, or you're not mixing and mingling things that may not pair well together. Then that will be a detriment to all of your hard work. So make sure you get something to label your plants or label your seeds. So these are some extra ones that I got from last year. This one is more straighter, you know, it's like horizontal, whereas this one is like a cute little situation. They both work the same way. So if you want to get any label, one of the tips I will give you, make sure it is like a plastic label. You can use popsicle sticks, but sometimes when the popsicle sticks gets wet, like, you know, you're going to be watering these, and when the popsicle sticks gets wet, sometimes it starts to mold. So you want to avoid that. To be able to avoid that, you want to use like a plastic label. That's just my personal preference. I've tried the popsicle sticks. I had a ton of popsicle sticks because my kids eat popsicles, and I was saving them thinking that, oh my gosh, I'll use this in my garden. But no, y'all, it's actually going to get molded when it's sitting inside the house. If it's outside, it's fine because it's getting sunlight and it's gonna dry, but when it's inside the house, it's gonna get molded up. Get you some plastic ones, and like I said, it's in my Amazon store. Link is below, and you could also get it from the store. Get it from wherever you want. You don't need anything fancy at all. You just need something that you can label. I think I'm gonna be using this today because these are so cute. I'm gonna save these for, I guess, whenever this finishes. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get the seeds, take it out of the water, and then we're going to start planting these babies because it's time to go in them trays. We got everything together. We got the trays filled up with the soil. Now all that's left is to get the seeds in there and to label them. So we are going to be doing the habanero seeds first. So let's go ahead and get it out of here. Once you get it out of this water, what you're going to do is use like a sifter to get the water out so the seed doesn't spill. But before you use the sifter, you want to go ahead and take any of the floating seeds that's on top because those might not germinate. So you want to remove them out of the water. So what I'm going to do, I'll show you guys a different germination process that I'm going to use for these, for the seeds that are floating on top, just to see see if they're going to germinate or not. So for the seeds that are floating on top, what I'm going to do is take it off from the top. I am going to place it in a damp paper towel. So you want to get a paper towel and dampen it with some water. You could do this for all of your seeds after the process of it being in the water. If you want it to further germinate, this is like the best way to actually germinate your seeds. And then you're going to wrap it up in some plastic and let it sit for about 7 days. And you're going to see that it's going to start growing some roots after that 7 days. And then you can go ahead and place it into your seed trays to get it started. And that's one of the best ways to actually germinate your pepper seeds or any kind of seed that you are going to grow. For the seeds that were floating on top, I'm going to do that method and see if it's going to germinate at all, because remember, the seeds that are floating on top are the seeds that do not have the highest germination rate. You could typically throw them away, or you could do this process and see if they're going to germinate. Then you could go ahead and put it in your seed tray. That's only if you don't want to be wasteful. But remember, you could do this for your regular, like even for the seeds that are at the bottom. That is one of the best ways to germinate your seeds super fast, and they will get a lot of roots after that 7 days. So let's see if this is going to get any kind of roots after 7 days. So after you wrap it up in a dampened paper towel, place it in a plastic wrap. This is the plastic wrap that I use to cover the cup. So we're not being wasteful. We're using everything. We're very resourceful. Okay, we're going to use every single thing. So then you wrap it up, and then you can go ahead and either place this in like a bowl, like a plastic bowl, and just cover it, or you could put it in like a Ziploc bag and let it sit somewhere dark but not cold. So you could typically put this like maybe in your oven, or you could just let it sit, somewhere on your counter that do not get too much light. And then you let it sit for about 7 days. So in 7 days, I'll come back with you guys to see whether or not this is actually going to germinate. But one thing that we want to make sure we do is we want to label the plastic, the ceramic, so we know what this is, because we're going to do this for several of the peppers that were floating on top of the other ones. And then we're going to put it in there. I'm going to leave this out for a second so the marker can dry, and then I'll put it into this bag, and then we're going to put it away. And there you have it. That's one of the best ways to germinate your peppers, or that's one of the best ways to speed up the germination process. But do you guys see that it wasn't a lot of seeds that were floating on top? Because let me tell you guys, my pepper seeds are the best. Okay, look at all the seeds at the bottom. It is a ton of them at the bottom. The Miss Yancy garden pepper seeds have a very high germination rate. You'll see for all of them. I would say almost all of them is at the bottom. It's probably like just a few that's at the top. Okay, so now what you want to do is to take the seeds out of the water. We're just going to strain it out. Get everything out of there. Make sure it's all out. You want to make sure it's all out because we're going to reuse this cup again. What we're going to do, we're just going to put another label on top of here to use this cup for the other seeds that we are going to be growing this season. We are not wasteful. We're not going to throw that away. And even after we are done, with these cups, we're going to save them to actually grow some of these seeds in once they start getting bigger. So we reuse everything on this channel, okay? Because this channel is the channel of resourcefulness. So you sift it nicely, get all of the water out. This is what the seeds look like. You see some orange in there, or some of the pepper fruit is still in there, but it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And then I'm just gonna put it here on top of this paper towel, and then we're about to go ahead and plant them. So this may not look like a lot, but this is a lot of pepper seeds. And let me tell y'all, each of these pepper seeds grow hundreds of peppers, okay? They're gonna become huge pepper plants. So I am super excited about that. Let's go ahead and start putting these into the cell trays. Habanero. So I'm using this seed tray for my habaneros. And remember that you can put about 2 to 3 pepper seeds in each of these cell trays. Once it starts to like grow and the true leaves starts to grow, you will have to separate them into much larger trays, and you'll have to put them there individually. So just be mindful. If you don't want to go through the process of having to separate the plants once they grow bigger, you can just put 1 seed in each of the trays. So I have a ton of seed here, so I'm probably going to put 2 seeds in each of them. When you're planting, you want to create like a 1/4 inch deep hole in the soil. This is a barbecue skewer that I'm using. You're going to put the seeds in there and then cover it up with about a 1/4 inch soil. You don't want it to be too covered. We are going to place it into the hole like that. And now we're just going to cover it up. with some soil. You don't want to plant the seeds in too deep because you want it to be easy to protrude through the soil. That is the reason why you shouldn't dampen the soil too much, because you don't want the soil to be too thick, which will make it harder for the seed to protrude when it starts to grow. And that is how you start your seeds. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do another one. Poke a little hole in here, about a 1/4 inch. And then we're gonna get our seeds. You know, I might end up putting more than 2 seeds in each of these cell trays because I have a lot of seeds and I'm just gonna have to go through the process of separating them later. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and cover it up. Alrighty guys, we are all done with this tray. As you can see, there's still a ton of seeds left for the habanero, so I'm gonna go start on the other trays. I think I'm gonna need way more trays than the ones that I brought out today for all of the peppers that I'll be growing. So once you're done, what you want to do is get like a spray bottle. I have like a spray bottle here, and just gently spray some water over like this. You don't want to put too much water, just, you know, gently spray some water on top of it. Once you're done, if you have like a dome cover, like a clear dome cover, you could cover this up with it. I don't have a dome cover, so I'm going to use a clear ceramic wrap, something like this. Any cheap ceramic wrap is going to work. What this is doing is just creating a greenhouse effect to trap the heat in the peppers so that it can grow. Once the seedling starts to protrude and it starts growing, you do not want to spray water on top. You want to water it from the bottom. So you're going to put water in the bottom. That's how you're going to water the plant. Since it hasn't started growing yet, that's the reason why I spray some on top, just to keep the top of it moist with the soil, so the seed and the soil could be just a little moist, which is going to help it germinate. Let's go ahead and cover this up with the ceramic wrap, and then we're going to be all done, y'all. If you guys purchase like the seed trays from like Amazon or wherever, make sure you get like a dome cover. If it doesn't have a dome cover, you can always do what I'm doing, which is using a ceramic wrap. The germination should really start within like 7 days. You should start to see the seed trying to protrude up top. Once you see that, you want to go ahead and remove this plastic wrap. So once you've already put the seeds in a tray like this, you're gonna want to have a grow light over it for about 12 to 15 hours a day. If you don't have direct sunlight like me, I have direct sunlight where this is going to be sitting by my window, which is a south facing window. You want to have it in a south facing window, which is going to have the majority of the sunlight throughout the day. But if you don't, you could always use a grow light. I'm going to also be using a grow light, even though I have this window right here, just to ensure that the pepper is getting adequate heating, because peppers need heat for it to grow. It needs heat to germinate. I will still be putting grow lights over these. That's about it, y'all. That is how you start your seeds from scratch. And this right here, y'all, is gonna make thousands of peppers, this one tray, because one pepper tree make hundreds. Depending on where your grow zone is, it can make thousands. There we go. Yes, y'all. All right, let's put this away and get to the next one, because we have a ton more to go. Alrighty, y'all, you see that we just got finished with the habanero peppers. Now we're about to start the hot pepper seeds. So we got 4 more to go. Come along. This is definitely going to be a long video of starting these seeds, but I have to start all my pepper seeds ASAP. So I'm just gonna have to soldier it in. Right now it's in the nighttime. So tomorrow I will show you guys the rest of the setup for the peppers on how I am going to let them sit by the window and the lighting I'm going to use. Alrighty, y'all, we are finally done with the hot pepper mix. Now we're about to do the Asian peppers, and then we have 2 more peppers that we need to put in the seed trays, and those are going to be the bell peppers, you know, the tiny little cute red bell peppers, and then the bell pepper mix. And I think I'm actually going to do that tomorrow, so let's see. But we're about to do the Asian pepper right now. It's kind of late, so let's see how much we can do before I get tired out. Okay, y'all, look, all of the seeds are at the bottom, y'all. I think I see one. Yep, there's one here floating. Sometimes it floats on top because it didn't submerge into the water. I see that is slowly going down, but it's still kind of floating. Basically, all of the seeds are at the bottom, which means that the germination rate is very, very high. All of these pepper seeds are going to be germinated. How exciting! Trying to tell y'all that Miss Yancy garden peppers, we got some quality seeds. Okay, they have some very high germination rate, which is super exciting. You guys have seen all of the seeds that we soaked, and the germination rate is really high. Because that one was kind of floating down a little, I'm still going to plant it because I think it's going to germinate. And then I'm not going to grow like a lot of the Asian pepper this year, so those are all the seeds that I'm going to use. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and finish this up so we can go to bed, and then tomorrow we're going to continue this video and finish doing the bell pepper seeds. Alrighty, y'all, it is the next day. I am tired. But we have 2 more seeds that we're about to start. Last night we did the hot pepper habaneros and we did the Asian pepper. So today we're gonna do the bell pepper mix, and then we're going to do the small little cute red bell pepper. So that's all we have to do today, and then we're done. So come along, let's get this started, because y'all, can you believe I literally have already almost used all of the seed starting soil? And I was thinking it was a lot, and that was just for 5 different type of seeds. But even though I needed all the soil that I'm using, because I am growing a ton of seeds. So this is the last bag, so I have 1.5 left. So come along, let's finish this up, and then we are done for now. Alrighty, y'all, we are on the last one, finally, and they all will be germinated because I don't see any floating on the top. Okay, let's take a look. We are almost done, y'all. Woo-hoo. Look, y'all, there's none floating on the top. These are gonna have a really high germination rate. Oh my gosh, y'all, I am finally done with this seed starting. Oh my gosh, it took 2 days to complete everything, and it only took that long because I started a ton of seeds, plus of course, you know, other responsibilities. But it could have all been done in 1 day if I dedicated all of my time, but it definitely took way longer than I expected it to take. But it took about 2 days to complete all of the seeds, but I'm done. So now I'm about to show you guys a light that I am going to be using. I'm creating like my own little greenhouse type of effect, and hopefully it all works out. So let's go ahead, let me just show you guys like where it's sitting, and then we're going to go ahead and attach the lights to the table that the seeds are sitting on. All right, y'all, you see my window right here. This is where the table is sitting, and that's where I have all of the seeds, y'all. Can y'all believe these are all pepper seeds that I've started? So I have like a bunch of different peppers that I showed you guys, like the 5 peppers, the habaneros, hot pepper mix, bell pepper. We got the small red bell peppers, and we have the Asian peppers. So I'm utilizing not only the top of the table, but I'm also going to be utilizing the bottom of the table. So what I'm telling you guys is that I am about to attach some lighting on top here so that it can put some heat over the seeds so that it can germinate properly. And then on top here, because it is by the window, it is going to get a lot of sunlight during the day, but I'm also going to be using like these lights, some other photography lights to put above this. So during the nighttime, I'll use like the photography lights like these, and I'll put it on top here. So if you guys have like a table like this and you have some space in your dining room area that you could put by like a south facing window where you could get natural sunlight during the day, this is like a really cool way to save some money, you know, on equipment and things like that. But I'm definitely going to need another table. My husband's going to give me another one of these tables and then put it on top here, or we're about to create like a situation where we have like another level on top for more plants, because y'all, can you believe these are all pepper plants? Last year when I started my seeds, everything that was in my garden fitted on this table and below. So the fact that I haven't even started any of my other seeds yet and these are just all peppers, that is crazy. I cannot believe this entire thing is all peppers, when last year all of the stuff that was in my garden was fitting on this table and below it. So I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I need to figure something out for the other seeds that I'm going to start next month, because we're going to start the rest of our seeds next month, like tomatoes and everything else. But anyway, let's go ahead and put the lights under here so we can end this video, y'all. So I have these lights. They are 4 feet LED lights and they're linkable. These are the Braun 5500 lumens lights, which is typically the amount of lumens you want. I got these from Harbor Freight and they were on sale, so I think I got these for like $12. I think they were on sale and I got about 3 of them. So I'm actually going to be stalking Harbor Freight to see if they have more, if they're going to have this sale. They typically have this sale like every year. So if you guys have a Harbor Freight in your area, or check on Amazon, I'm going to have this in my Amazon link as well. But you know, if you have Harbor Freight in your area and you want to like stalk Harbor Freight and see, you know, when they'll be on sale, I'm not sure how much they are on Amazon right now. I'll go and check, but when I find them, I'm going to put them in my Amazon store, as well as other grow lights. So these are not the only ones that, you know, you can use. Choose whichever one that's best for you, but I'm going to create like a separate link for grow lights only in my Amazon store, so watch out for that. But yeah, these were very inexpensive and I'm going to look into getting maybe 1 or 2 more of these, or maybe more, since I am planning to create another level on this table. They link together and you guys are about to come and see how I'm going to do it. Alrighty, y'all, I am done. So this is my little makeshift grow light situation. I got it on this 6 foot table. So it's under here. So I use some zip ties and I use some twine, you know, just to like get it low. These are like regular shop lights and they're 4 feet long, so you know it fits really perfect on here for it to be down that low. Now as the plant grows, I am going to pull these up higher, so that's why I'm using twine and some zip ties. So as the plant grows, I'm just probably gonna cut it and then, you know, pull it up higher until I don't need the lights anymore. But that's about it, y'all. We are all done. This is it right here. This is the little setup for germination. We are done. Hallelujah. Thank you guys for sticking with me, y'all. Look at my little setup. There you have it, guys. That is how you start your seeds. That is how you start germination. That is how you fertilize your soil. That is how you put it into the trays. That is how you're going to start your germination process. And there you have it. I hope you learned something here today. If you did, please go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know if you started your seeds already. Also, let me know if you purchased your seeds. Let me know if you've purchased your supplies, and let me know if you're going to be starting a journey with me, okay? Remember, if you're starting pepper seeds, you should start them right now. It doesn't matter which zone you're in. If you're in like a zone 4-3 or zone 2-6, you should have started your pepper seeds at the end of December going into January, okay? Because you probably have a shorter growing season than me. Now, if you're in zone 8, you want to have started your peppers already, or if you haven't, this is the time right now to start your pepper seeds. And everything else, I will show you guys, like, you know, the right time to start all of the other seeds, because you guys are going to be going through this journey with me. Hopefully you'll be growing the same things that I'll be growing this year, and we are able to follow along together. But I will be bringing you guys some videos, you know, what to grow for the zone that you're in, and what is it that you need to be growing around this time. What are some of the best things to grow right now? So for right now, we started our pepper seeds and we're super excited. We cannot wait to see it grow. You guys are going to follow this journey with me. Let me know in the comments that you're about to go and get your supplies and you're getting it this weekend, so that you can go ahead and hurry up and start, because you don't want to get left behind. Because when it's time, when garden season come, you're going to be sitting in your house like, dang, I wish I started, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. Don't be that person that wish you did all of that. Be that person that started on time, that started with me, and now you're enjoying all of the fruits of your labor. But remember, guys, all of the supplies that we use today, all of the seeds, all of those things, you can find in my Etsy store as well as my Amazon affiliate store, which is a great way to support me if you choose to. I work hard to bring all of this to you guys, so I appreciate any support that you give. It is not mandatory, but I do appreciate if you choose to support. Thank you so much if you went to my site, if you went to my Etsy store, or you went to my Amazon store. Thank you so much for supporting me that way. Also, don't forget to go ahead and like this video if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe, because we're trying to meet our goals by this year, right? Thank you, guys. But all right, y'all, catch y'all on the next video. I hope you learned something today, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know if you want me to film any specific type of video, okay? Don't forget that I will be in the comments with y'all, okay? But alrighty, y'all, catch you guys on the next one. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I had so much fun starting my peppers. I cannot believe that I have started my peppers. I am so excited. We started our peppers, y'all, and I'm growing so many peppers. So for some of you guys that live in the DMV area, if you choose not to go through this process, which is a long process, I will be selling some of my seedlings this year. So that's a way you can support as well. If you're in the DMV area and you want to purchase some of my seedlings, I'll do all the hard work for y'all, okay? I'll do all of the work for y'all. Alrighty, y'all, love you guys so much. Have a wonderful day. Remember, you're exactly where you're meant to be in this moment. Happy gardening. Bye, y'all.
Martha Lorraine's signature luxurious body butter is packed with all natural skin-loving ingredients such as cocoa butter, coconut oil, shea butter, vitamin E oil, and baobab oil. Whipped to perfection, it is lightly made to be easily absorbed into the skin without clogging your pores. This body butter is free of parabens, sulfates, and synthetic fragrances.
Your new bestie.